For me, it mattered that I stand out because I genuinely don't fit in. तो मेरा जो मन कर रहा है वो मैं करूंगी. I think the audience is very smart. They know कोई दिल से कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है.
Okay.
And आप जितने मर्जी शातिर हो, however big an actor you are, however big a star you are, you're brought back down by the audience once they know you're not interested or you're too arrogant. If I come and hold a director's hand and say, like, मुझे आपके साथ काम करना है, but सुनो मैं चाह रही हूँ रोल हम ऐसे करेंगे, then we'll do it like this, then we'll add this, then how is it going to happen? ये क्या किया है? And then he'll say, this is very good. He called me, I was at a meeting. He says, can you talk? I said, yes. He says, I just saw this episode.
Firstly, many congratulations. The reviews and the comments are so nice, as I feel this day, if any show gets a good review, it's like, wow, it's a rarity. So what was it about Mayasabha that really spoke to you, and did you expect this kind of reaction?
I've always gone very instinctive with my choices. I've never thought what is the norm, kaisa karna chahiye, what is expected of you. I just listen to my heart. I think that's the best guide that you have. And when Maya Sabha came to me, it's been 30 years. I was offered those beautiful Telugu films when I entered the industry. But वो क्या होता ना कि आपको कुछ debut film मिल जाती है, and then you take that on and all your dates are gone. So I remember there was a date clash the moment I came into the industry, and I took on this multi-starrer, and मेरी वो एक बड़ी अच्छी तेलुगु film रह गई थी. So after 30 years now, I get this offer, and he just said, he says, my full team says you have to take her from Mumbai because the casting is, I don't know if you've seen the show.
I just saw one episode, I'll be very honest.
Okay. So he just said that, there's some from the Tamil film industry, some from Telugu, and from Mumbai, we want you. I was pleasantly surprised because I am not in the Telugu market as such. So yes, and then I said, "Can I please hear the story and the role?" And he narrated, and then he said, "So what do you think about it?" So all I had to say is, "There's no thinking. Let's just go shoot." I hadn't heard the entire script. Instinctively, you're going to have a blast, and I think some phases in your life, and I think this phase for me has been pretty long lasting, is that just go have a blast on the set. That ये खुश होना चाहिए, बहुत जरूरी है कि आपका दिल खुश हो. और मुझे पक्का पता था कि हर लिहाज से ये माया सभा करके मन खुश होगा. बल्कि एक सीन है, and I'll suggest please watch that episode 7. जरूर देखिएगा. और तो उसमें there's the scene which is in the Parliament House. तो जब हम कर रहे थे और डायरेक्टर मुझे नुआंसेस दे रहे थे कि इसमें ना ये भी खेल जाओ, तो फिर मैंने उनका मैं ये भी कर लूं क्या, लाइक अ चाइल्ड इट वाज. एंड आई वाज इन सच प्रॉपर attire. I was wearing a sari and very graceful looking woman, and I suddenly started jumping in my heels. And yay, good fun. So everyone looked around because they see you in a certain way with respect. And here's a child who's jumping around saying, I'm very excited. But I think that's what joy is all about at work. And I think I got that from Maya Sab, and I'm so delighted that it happened to me.
Awesome. And if we were to, so your and my career is as long, because it's going to be 3 decades on 1st September since I joined.
Congratulations! Wow.
And we're continuing doing what we love to, though people will keep telling you reinvent, reassess, think, but I actually love what I do and I wouldn't have it any other way. But do you sometimes think maybe those 3 decades ago, had you made your debut in a Telugu film and are just pan India kar rahe hain, I mean, like 30 years ago, Sri Devi was the ultimate pan-India star, which and it was a woman who ruled the industries. None of your superstars could make it across both those industries. Do you think your career would have panned out differently, or do you not think about it?
You sometimes randomly go somewhere in a certain direction thinking, फिर तो उसका कोई रोक ही नहीं है ना, जब आप कहें यूं होता तो क्या होता. लेकिन there's always a reason that something happens in your life. Yeah. So I mean, ideally I would have loved to make like a debut with a huge hero and just be launched as so and so launches Divya Dutta. But that wasn't the case with me. I launched with a multi-starrer. I was like, इनको देखना है, इनको पसंद करना तो तुम्हारी मर्जी. So it was totally at the thing for the audience to see कि भाई ये हैं, इनको देख लो. So उसमें when film after film you're given roles which are not necessarily author driven, so they're not author backed roles. तो आपको लगता है कि आपको अपना एक्स फैक्टर तो खुद ही डालना पड़ेगा इसमें to be noticed, to make a difference. If you have to survive in this whole gamut of people. So I think, yeah, वो बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसी हुई जो मैंने सोचा था won't happen like that. It was a very unconventional start to me. And then I decided that there are too many multi-starrers in my life. I have been a good actor back in my college and school, and I've represented the entire country. तो मैं acting वाली films क्यों नहीं कर रही हूँ? And then I went on to Train to Pakistan. Then I went on to Shaheed-e-Mohabbat, then Sham Benegal's movies, then Ritu Parno Ghosh movies. And parallel, I was doing Rakesh Om Prakash Mehra, Yash Chopra. So roles चाहे heroine के थे या नहीं थे, parallel lead, there was a so-called parallel lead, which was very strange. And they were characters, they were beautiful roles, and they always stood out. For me, it mattered that I stand out because I genuinely don't fit in. तो मेरा जो मन कर रहा है वो मैं करूंगी. और वो rebellion अपने आप के लिए बहुत वर्क कर गया मेरे लिए. And I look back and I think there's no other way I'd want my career to be.
That's awesome. And also, your resume, I would say, your film resume talks about directors, which I feel many of the youngsters coming in can only dream. They a time capsule है वो AI से create करेंगे. But also the conviction कि to work with Shyam Benegal, who I was very, very fond of. And उनकी त्रिकाल, as I say, was my all-time favorite. And he said, सिवाय तुम्हारे किसी ने वो picture नहीं देखी होगी. But I absolutely loved that film. And then,
Yeah.
Ritu Porno, I met him also. He was the typical artist. वो eccentric भी हो जाते थे. वो अपनी दुनिया.
Yes.
And then you had the ultimate romantic, Yash Chopra. But, as an actor, to stick to that conviction कि मेरे को ये जो भी देंगे, मैं वो करूँगी. Irrespective of whether it's the main or parallel lead or that another misused word, which I feel is supporting actor. I
hate it. I hate that term.
I hate it too because अगर आपको फिल्म में सभी तो supporting actors हैं, आप
हाँ, बिल्कुल.
So what was that like for somebody to have that conviction in especially this industry which loves stereotyping you and to break out of that mold each and every time? What was that?
One, I think it comes from sheer passion for your work, and I'm sure you'd relate to it. When you really love doing something, you want to just go grab whatever beautiful comes your way. If you really are fond of some ice cream and somebody says एक ही बाइट दूंगा यार, तो आप वो एक बाइट को ना पूरा मजा लोगे उसका. हाँ, एक पूरा उसको अच्छे से enjoy करके आंखें बंद करके उनसे आहा ये स्वाद आया. That's what I did. The entire ice cream was never mine. I had to take my bite and just, enjoy that process of having it, enjoying it. और वो जो expression मेरे रहे, I think the audience is very smart. They know कोई दिल से कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है. And आप जितने मर्जी शातिर हो, however big an actor you are, however big a star you are, you're brought back down by the audience once they know you're not interested or you're too arrogant. वो मालूम पड़ता है. और ये भी मालूम पड़ते हैं on the other side that you're hungry, you are genuine, and you're giving it all your bloody best. I think that's the reason when for me the bestest compliment I ever get is we go to watch a film when we know it's you because there will be something different from you. That belief system comes because it's been built like this. Like I have a faith. Now Yash Chopra, I have grown up on his movies. So have you.
Yeah.
For me, romance was Yash Chopra. It was a Lamhe. It was a Chandni. It was a Kabhi Kabhi. All those films. It was like delight watching के इतनी खूबसूरत फिल्में और वो सारी मेरी फेवरेट फिल्म्स थी. तो अगर यश चोपड़ा आपको बुलाते हैं और आपको जब वो डायरेक्ट करते हैं, you have to pinch yourself and say जो भी मुझे देंगे वो बहुत खूबसूरत होगा और उसे और खूबसूरत बनाना वो मेरा जिम्मा है. So it has to be mutual. And when somebody holds your hand, I think there has to be a certain belief system that you believe, that you trust, that you hold that
Absolutely.
director's hand and say, I'm giving myself to you, make the best use of me, and let me have a blast. I think I do that. I come from that belief system. And it is always reciprocated. So I think they know you're trusting them, they will never let you down.
No, absolutely. But also the thing is, across genres, across platforms, across languages, there's international also. And you're the true blue pan India, I will say Punjab. Punjab, to, ji, tusi Telugu bhi kar deti. So, but what was it like? How challenging was it? Because you have, I would say you've created your own language. There is your own grammar. And how tough was it really, especially to have that long a career, especially in this industry, it's not easy. It's really not easy.
On the contrary, it feels like it was yesterday
Uh,
because it doesn't feel it's been 30 years. Because every day you're finding a new way. Every day you're working with somebody new. So your perceptions change every day. Every month you're making a new family with a unit. Every time you're taking up a new role. और सब उस चक्कर में ना आपको लगता है कि अरे अभी कल ही तो था that I started. So if I go back home and I meet people and I say यहाँ life बहुत लंबी गुजर गई सबकी, मेरे साथ मुझे लग रहा है कल ही की बात है. And why so? Because I think I still feel it was yesterday. I still feel that जितने भी ये so-called ups and downs आपके होते हैं, I hate using that word struggle ever.
yeah,
It is I think a part of life, and you only learn it with experience. My mother used to say, beta, you should accept life the way it is and then do something about it. हम
doing
denial में जो ऐसे चले जाते हैं कि this can't happen to me, why did he reject me, why am I not given the bigger role, why is that girl given a bigger role, I'm better. I would still do that, if there's a role and I feel I'm better for it, I'll give it my best shot and then I'll leave it. I was like, okay, then their discretion. They will see how it, but it comes from experience. It comes from life, which says,
initially it must have hurt so much because I till date get extremely upset when I'm bypassed for an interview just because some other person has followers over your experience because it's extremely frustrating. But what was it like that first time? Because now you're talking about again आपके पास वो distance है ना.
bilkul.
पहले कैसे
Looking at hindsight.
hindsight, yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. Um, it was very painful. I will definitely not deny that. Because you come from a very secure family system, secure societal system where everyone is looking over. If you need something, someone is there. There are no rejections. There are no no's. Come from a pampered place, not a spoiling one, but a pampered one. There's a difference. So जहाँ आप कुछ मांगते हैं तो आसानी से मिल जाता है. तो when you come to a place which is all business, where people will take you if you are required, you are like a commodity.
Yeah.
वो हजम करने में ही मुश्किल लग जाता है कि अरे listen, but I'm a good actor, I'm a good person, blah 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 blah. But hello, they will take you if they need you. Maybe the other girl fits the bill better. So it pinched. I have cried my way out. I have sulked my way out. I have sometimes packed my bags to go back. But I, I think something in me that जिद जो होती है वो जरूरी है एक बच्चे वाली जिद होना when you're passionate about something is very important and I think I have that. That मैं ऐसे तो नहीं जा हार के कौन जाएगा और आराम आराम से छोटे छोटे baby steps. But I worked my way back because I remember when I was doing heroin, no one gave me a negative role. They said, too sweet a face, negative role कैसे देंगे इसको? And I took it up as a challenge. I said, कैसे नहीं दोगे? जो sweet faced होते हैं वो हमेशा अच्छा ही सोचते हैं क्या? तो why can't they be gray? Why can't they have different layers to them? So I said, it's the attitude. And then I changed my entire look. I went up to them. I did that thing, showed them, and they were like, yeah, she fits the bill. Now I easily get those negative roles, those gray roles. Now so you have to build that up for you gradually. Those challenges can seem very, very overwhelming at that time. But when you look back on hindsight and you talk with about them with a smile, that means they were well taken care of. तो सही है, गिर के वो कहते हैं ना, गिरते हैं शहसवार ही मैदान जंग में, वो तिफल क्या गिरे जो घुटनों के बल चले। तो फिर वो
Absolutely. Now, I
गिरकर
want to ask, just it's like again, if you're looking back, I'm sure as you said, moments, rejection. कभी कभी ये भी होता है, मेरा भी कभी कभी मन करता है कि computer तोड़ो, I don't want to do it anymore. But then something happens that brings you back. Was there ever earlier you were like, I can't do this, and then there was a film or a character who just like you were like, I'm in love with this. I am not. There's no going back.
all the time. Every time you say, like I remember, this is a very strange experience I had. I'm sitting in front of Sai Baba. I believe a lot in Sai Baba. So I'm sitting in front of his picture. I'm saying, listen, I'm totally rejected out. I've booked my ticket. I'm going back home. If you want me to stay back, तो कुछ तो कर दो, नहीं तो मैं तो जा रही हूँ. तो अगले दिन I get a call for a film called Train to Pakistan. And so I went with my pictures and everything, my portfolio, those very glamorous pictures, very unlike me. And I showed it to my director, Pamela Rooks, and she said, horrible pictures. I said, sorry. So she says, this is not you. So, and she was right, that wasn't me. So I felt very dejected. I was about to get up and leave. And she said, no, but I like you and you suit my role beautifully. You're the child woman I need. So, and then I was on for that. So जब मैं वो कर रही थी, मैंने कहा यही तो करना था यार, अब कौन वापस जाएगा? तो जब आप एक पिक्चर लेते हैं, कोई भी आती है, and it becomes like a mission, it becomes like a joyride, and it just is like go have fun. And I think in my career I've taken up roles, big or small, either places that I know I'm going to have a blast.
No, no,
वो बड़ा जरूरी है.
वो हर जगह दिखता है, वो पता चल जाता है, ग्रे, ग्रीन, ब्लू, ब्लैक, जो भी कैरेक्टर है वो सब पता चल जाता है.
Yeah,
वो
yeah.
सब पता चल जाता है. नाउ टॉकिंग अबाउट, एज यू सेड, ट्रेन टू पाकिस्तान, आजकल तो आपकी पूरी इंडस्ट्री आइदर ट्रेन टू चेन्नई, हैदराबाद ले रही है, और वो वाले ट्रेन टू मुंबई ले रहे हैं. But
Yes.
there, somewhere I've realized everybody seems to be in a rush where they're just trying to live, but no one comes out happy. But here you've done a Maya Sabha and you have seen the kind of role you will have fun. And there are others also who are doing that. What is this whole thing? What do you make of this? What is this happening where it works for some, it doesn't work for some? Like the big movies recently also we are saying that bromance is not happening, that bonhomie is not happening.
The thing with our industry is there are phases of every kind. You just go for the herd mentality. अब क्या चल रहा है? अब क्या चल रहा है? And everyone's in a rush without pinning down what is the reason behind films not doing well or doing well. You straight follow a formula. You say, okay, this is doing well. Come on, उसी को ही ले लो, इसको ही कर लो. वो वाली फिल्में चल रही है, वही स्टोरी ले लो. तो उसको हम कुछ उस पे काम करते नहीं है ज्यादा. We need good writings happening here. The thing that happened with Mayasabha is excellent writing. It is excellent writing with a very grand treatment that the show is given. It looks like a feature film, and the way he's treated, his nuances for every character, they're layered, all of them, so beautifully, and you want to sink in and you want to just feel them. कि ये कौन है, ये कैसे हैं. I remember my brother was watching one of the episodes, and I normally like to watch it with him because I get good critique advice from him कि अरे, and because it totally runs me down, ये क्या किया है, and then he'll say this is very good. He called me, I was at a meeting, he says, can you talk? I said yes. He says, I just saw this episode and Divya claps for you. I literally was like jumping. I was like, wow, this is so amazing. But what I'm saying is, you need to put together a team which wants to give. There's so many beautiful writers we have, but unko chance hi nahi hai. Everyone. So there are three different kind of people living and existing on the same platform. One who want so and so things. Then they say, but there are no writers. When the good writers come in, they say, no, but you should add this also and you should add this also. What's working is this formula. So get that. वो खिचड़ी बन जाती है. It's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So you have to let people work with their convictions. All you have to do, see, as I earlier said, you have to believe. If I come and hold a director's hand and say, like, मुझे आपके साथ काम करना है, but सुनो, मैं चाह रही हूँ रोल हम ऐसे करेंगे. Then we'll do it like this. Then we'll add this. then how is it going to happen? You have to let people be. You have to be a good team. You have to let the writers come back. And there's a good marriage amongst all the industries, which is a very good sign. But
Yeah.
what one needs is good stories to back them, good
Absolutely.
treatments.
Absolutely. Just getting into this whole bada director, itni badi cast and all, I think somewhere everyone's getting a little lost in translation.
ये प्रोमो लेवल पे बहुत अच्छी चल जाती है फिल्म, बट जब थिएटर्स में जाती है तो रह जाती है फिर.
But वही आजकल, one is seeing, does it frustrate you as an actor? Like, what all is happening where good actors are not being given their due? This whole inflated bookings and all, somewhere, who is killing the movie, or rather the cinema or the movie star?
Well, everyone follows their own mantras कि
हाँ,
हमारी फिल्म चल जाए, ऐसा हो जाए.
हाँ,
Then you have these people who plan things for people which are not really what the audience wants. So
हाँ,
they are very, very, what do you say, not related to the audience's choices. So अगर आप एक तरफ audience से पूछेंगे, what do you like? They'll say this. But those people have different points of view. कि नहीं, इसको ऐसे करेंगे, then it works. It doesn't work. So those formulas, one, need to be, cleared up. Dusra, I think we also have these, like you're talking about actors. Um, I've always received a lot of work. It's always, I have to choose कि मुझे ये करना है कि नहीं करना है. But
हाँ.
there are also certain roles that I feel कि मुझे करना है. But then what happens? There's a formula that's working. There's a flavor of the season at that point in time. ये वाली actor ना वापस आ रही है. इसको लेना चाहते हैं तो इससे ना और news बनेगी. Now, does she suit the role? Do you know that? But no, we want that. So take it, then you take it with a pinch of salt because something else is waiting for you. But you do feel that are you justifying the script that you have? I mean, please, by all means, take that actor, but do they suit the roles? Take them if the roles suit. But wo हमारा है ऐसा flavor of the season actors, flavor of the season formulas. वो हम उसमें ही चले जाते हैं और उस सब में now we forget the quality of good writing, of good characterization, of everything.
This is what the poor journalists are facing now. Everyone's running towards podcasts, and now podcasters are sitting and making fortune telling bhavishyavaniyas kar rahe hain, and now the whole industry is like, why are you doing it? Why did you do this? But
Yes,
I don't.
absolutely.
Why did
Absolutely.
you do this? You created these monsters, and now they're all biting you. आपने उनको दे दिया platform पे. I totally get that. Where is film criticism? Critique कौन है? आज सब critique है. So, I totally get what you're saying. But now
Yeah.
coming about, what was it like working, for somebody who's worked in the Punjab, who's done international, what was the ambience like, say, in mayasabha side? Because I know down south, they're very disciplined. They start very early. They wrap up also well in time. And what was it like? Was it very different, or was it just the same?
But that also happens now in the Hindi movies that
Okay.
you start on time and you're very particular. The work system has changed over the years, if I may
Good.
say so. But yes, South was lovely. There was a language issue with them, but the way we would play dumb charades and they would explain and wanting to say what they have to, and usi mein they would explain the nuances. My director, I remember, said, "Can I come and see you?" So the entire team came to meet me to explain the role to me, give me the nuances and everything. So the way, everyone was dividing कि ये वाली language, ये वाली line तुम समझा दो, ये वाली line तुम समझा दो. But on the set, I must say, there was this amazing rapport I had with the director. He would be there across the monitor. And when I would give a shot, otherwise you normally go to the monitor to check, is it right? His expressions would tell me everything, that he's happy about the shot and he was done. So, and it was so lovely and they are so full of energy, Baba Re. And the respect that they give you is overwhelming. I mean, they would treat me like this, and
And every actor needs that, yeah.
it's beautiful. And I remember they said you must come for a party we are throwing for you. One of the actors played a veena for me, and the other actors, I mean, whatever we could try and chat. I mean, of course, there's English, but when they used to have their jokes, they would like translate it for me and everything. it didn't feel at all that I was out of place or out of home or out of the city or with people who are speaking a different language. I think ये चीजें ना भाषाओं की मोहताज नहीं होती हैं. When
No,
you're
absolutely.
हाँ, so वो बहुत ही जब when you click with someone, it just happens and it doesn't need an effort.
Absolutely. So now going forward, do we see you doing a lot more? Like, I mean, तो आप हो ही हो, आप international. And also in terms of talking about your characters, one of the most important questions is how they've evolved. Now also a lot of female actors feel that, you know, the producers need to get over the biases that it is led by male or a female. It should be
Yeah.
neutral. What do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, why differentiate and reiterate and underline something like it's a female oriented thing? And when you take a script to someone, they say, badi achi script hai. But na, ye female oriented hai na. So those cliches still are there. They are still, around the industry, circulating around and hovering around. People still have to make those efforts. It just has to be a good film or a bad film, a commercial film or not a commercial film. But I think what really would work beautifully is for the smaller films to be presented by bigger banners. I think they will get good presentations and people will be able to make films that are small and have all the heart and they don't have the bhar of coming to a certain commercial standard ki ye bhi hai isme, ye bhi hai, ye masala bhi hai, this also. No, let people tell their stories, but let them have a backup of a good producer. I think case in point being a Lapata Ladies or a 12th Fail, those kind of films are magic. They've done exceptionally well because people were told, they were made aware that these films are coming. They were given a correct platform. They say now, हीरा आप किसी साइड पे रख दोगे तो उसे कोई पूछेगा भी नहीं. आप कोई भी चीज पत्थर सुंदर से एक जगह पर सजा दोगे शेल्फ पे कहोगे इस पत्थर को देखो कितना सुंदर है. That's what we do. So
Absolutely.
we need to celebrate excellence of whichever kind. We celebrate mediocrity, and it follows with like the entire herd doing that. So
Absolutely.
you have to keep breaking the norms. You have to say no, I don't follow that. I will do what my heart says. I think that's what leads you to be in your profession for 30 years, or for me to be where I am for 30 years.
And it took poor Shah Rukh Khan 30 years to get a national award. To
Look at
finally get acknowledged.
that. I'm so happy for him.
I know, and I actually felt for someone who's been the face of your cinema internationally. That's some
Absolutely.
commendable movies. अभी आपने बोल दिया अच्छा है तू भी है दे दो इसको.
Yes, but yeah, look at that. I mean, I got it also, what, 7 years back?
7 years back, yeah.
Yes, yes. But yeah, I mean, it's an honor, absolutely, to be a national award winner.
But absolutely, I know. And thank you so much. So what next?
Well, next, I have another show which is going to be on Geo Hotstar, a beautiful show, female-oriented show. No, I mean it's a beautiful show, which is commercial and nice and beautifully written, and that comes. And then I have a film with Neeraj Pandey, which I'm playing an antagonist with Manoj Bajpayee, and then another film with Manoj Bajpayee. Again, I am with him in that one, and that's produced by Rana Dugupati. And then I have a film which is now making its debut in the Venice Film
Yeah,
Festival.
Neeraj Hobbies.
Yeah, The Echoes of Valor, it's called. It's a biopic of Shukla Bandyopadhyay, who's an army wife and an army mother. And it's a beautiful story. And Neeraj Kabi is with me in that one. And then there's the love story I'm doing. It's a mature love story. And I love love stories. Is with Jimmy Chergill. It's called Tum Aur Main. And so, yeah, and then I start working on another film of mine from September.
Awesome. And it's so nice that love stories are coming back, but they're not able to hack that rom-com. They're all trying to do Rishikesh Mukherjee and Basu Bhattacharya and with the Yash Chopra. But वो कुछ कहीं पे कुछ बन नहीं रहा. I just hope.
क्योंकि खिचड़ियां बन रही है ना. सबको सेफ प्ले करना है.
Okay, and I think the mature love stories is what actually are going to work. So more for it.
Yes, move for it. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Hope to see you in person. So
Absolute joy talking to you. And yes, hope to see you in person.
likewise.
Enjoy the rain. Have some pakoras and chai.
वो अभी कॉफी पीने जाऊंगी. Okay, bye. Take care. Have a good evening.
Yeah, take care.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.